What's good, family? So smash the like button, subscribe, and lick off the bell. Wow, we got some breaking news right now. Your man the YB exclusively received some information, as you've seen on your screen. Rob McCracken is a part-time, or was a part-time trainer in this travestious performance against Usyk. Oops. Who reported on this? Who told you this? Months ago. But oh no, 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 all the AJ and all the Rob McCrappen superfan girls didn't want to listen, did they? I said, listen, AJ's performances haven't even been all that up until this point of the Usyk fight. And we've got a part-time trainer. It's bad enough being a part-time trainer, yeah? I don't know nowhere else at this level in sport. At the absolute pinnacle, at the world championship level in sport. I don't know nowhere, yeah, where the head trainer has two jobs. Never heard of it. Never. Bottom line. But yet, we were supposed to accept this, and now he's getting washed by cruiserweights, and we're supposed to sit there and be silent. No, I say no. You superfan shield-ons, you can carry on shilling. I'm not doing it. It's unacceptable. In my opinion, even if you're performing well, it's a disrespect. Do you think this game's that easy, Rob? Do you think this game's that easy? You can swan off for half the camp. And you know what the crazy thing is, yeah? Many people, myself included, actually made excuses in as much as, I can't lie to you. When this news came out around the Olympics time, back in August. When this news came out back in August, me, naively believing that AJ had it under control and AJ, no matter what, would be able to beat Usyk, because I really didn't pay Usyk no mind. I thought Usyk was an easy night's work, no matter what. I thought even if Rob wasn't in the camp, still going to be easy night's work. Oops. The YB's IQ took a 10-point penalty there. Damn, I'm down bad. So even I excused it and said, well, you know, it's only this fight. But still, my main argument back then was, people, this was supposed to be the Tyson Fury fight. Don't forget that. Back in May, yeah, when the AJ and Fury fight, and back in April, Rob was still saying, even when the Fury fight was on the cards, Rob was still saying, yeah, we'll make it work, I'm still going to the Olympics. What is this? And at the time, like I said, we kind of excused it and said, well, it's only the Usyk fight, and, you know, luckily, that's what I said. I remember saying, oh, it's lucky that it wasn't a Fury fight. How can a head trainer be out of the gym for half of a camp in the biggest fight of your life? What is that thinking? That is mediocre thinking. Because even if you believe you've got it under control for 6 weeks, you can't tell me that you're going to be your best having your head trainer out of the camp. I've never heard of where did they do that at? Where? You got the New England Patriots, who used to be the best football team. Bob Belichick. Was he checking in and checking out for half the time? I don't remember hearing that. I don't remember Bill Belichick checking in, checking out for half the time. I don't remember Alex Ferguson checking in, checking out for half the time. And the worst thing is about this, Rob McCrappen don't respect AJ enough. Never mind to commit to him. But you've now got Rob making comments about, check this out, Rob McCrappen keen to continue juggling Olympic role with Anthony Joshua duties. McCracken oversaw a successful campaign in Tokyo in his role as performance director of GB Boxing. He's now keen to continue juggling the two. Wow. This is shocking. This is a travesty. So I'm glad to hear that the amateurs did well. But how does that help the rest of us? How does it help the AJ stakeholders? Now, to be honest with you, I don't think if Rob had been in the camp full time anyway, it'd have made a scrap of difference. But the point is, it shows you the thinking of the man. It shows you how not bothered he is. And that, unfortunately, has trickled into AJ's performances. AJ's performances look not bothered. Not fussed. Yeah, I'll come in for half a camp. Not AJ, I believe AJ's training properly, but the man who's leading his training ain't really fussed. Yeah, I'll check in for 8 weeks. I'll check in for half the camp. I'll check out. That's what I'll be doing. I'm happy to keep juggling. And to be honest with you, I was about to say that I don't blame Rob for getting away with it, but even as a man, yeah, I like to think I've got integrity. As a man, if I sign to train a fighter, yeah, I sign to be with you. I sign to train you. I'm signing my power, my life force into you. Not, well, if I can get away with 2 jobs, I'll do 2 jobs. And I wouldn't mind so much. There are instances, yeah, of young fighters, young up-and-coming fighters, having part-time trainers. That's because they ain't got no money. And this trainer's got to find a way to feed his family. No one can argue with that. But at this level, the multi-million-dollar level, AJ has made Rob McCrappen a multi-millionaire. And he can't dedicate himself. He wants to have 2 jobs. And the crazy thing is, yeah, guess what? If Rob McCrappen did a decent job with AJ, there's no telling, after AJ's career, which is short by the way, AJ's career ain't going to be more than, 12 years. Team GB would beg to have Rob back, wouldn't they? But what's his fascination with staying in the mix? It's really quite sadistic in my opinion. And I've told you before, Rob in my opinion is a #1 manipulator. Extremely manipulative. I've noticed that, especially in his last performance and this last press conference. Seriously, AJ is definitely suffering with Stockholm syndrome. But then again, he's a hardback, 6'6", 250-pound man. Don't tell me you're being controlled by some old goofy dude who don't even commit to your camps. Now, AJ has justified it, saying, "Oh, I'm happy that Rob don't commit to me. I'm happy that Rob's a part-time trainer." But AJ's had to bring in more trainers to cover for Rob, essentially, because Rob's a part-time trainer. Which adds to the confusion. It adds to the lack of direction. It adds to the mess. AJ's camp is a mess. Bottom line. People were complaining that, there was different people saying different things around the ring. Well, to me, that doesn't make a difference. Because people will always be saying stuff around the ring. Tony Bellew is known to shout things. Eddie Hearn's known to shout things. People shout things. That for me is not an issue. The issue is, for example, guess what? Any Tom, Dick or Harry can shout anything at a Canelo Alvarez fight. Guess what? He listened to his trainer. Anyone can shout anything at ringside to Lawrence Okolie. Guess what? He listened to his trainer. So for me, I don't care who is shouting what around the ring. The fact that Fernando Alonso and Job from the Bible, the fact them 2 dons want to talk about rubbish around the corner, who cares? When you're on your job, when you've got a strategy, when you've got a game plan, when you've had that game plan drilled into you, when you've had your trainer's voice drilled into you, nothing's really much of a fuss. People can say what they want. I'm on my job. I'm on my strategy. When you haven't, when you're wishy-washy, and you ain't got a clue what you're doing, and you haven't got no game plan because you thought you were just going to rock up. And this is what I was saying when I talked about the messiness and the lack of planning. Well, he wasn't there for half the camp, so it's no shock there wasn't much of a plan. And it adds to the whole attitude and the whole aura of the performances. Meaning that if you've got a man who's it's like a general. Rob McCrappen is the general. Or should be. He's leading the troops into battle. All of AJ's support staff, AJ himself, Rob's the one leading him into battle. If you're a general, don't even want to commit to the cause. Combined and multiplied by the fact that the general doesn't even really believe in AJ. Bearing in mind, after the Ruiz performance, they didn't double down. They ended up running around instead. All these factors add up over time. No, I won't commit to you full time. No, we can't double down on your skills and do what you're best at. Do what you were born to do. No, we'll turn you into a marathon runner instead. I'm not going to commit to you fully. So what does Rob believe? Because for me, if I had the opportunity to train what I believe to be potentially one of the greats of all time, I'm going all in. That's my legacy. I don't want no distractions. I want to make sure my legacy is represented the best way. I don't want to hinder my legacy and his. Not Rob. He want to be all over the place. He want to be all in different videos. And the fact that no one's called this out is despicable. Eddie, you're a shill. Carl Froch, you're a shill. Tony Bellend, all of you man are shills. I'm sorry. And what makes it worse for me is these men are stakeholders as well. Eddie Hearn gets paid based on AJ's performances. So how is no one's... All I've heard since the fight is, oh, he's a great trainer, he's the best trainer, they're going to come up with a great strategy. Why is no one calling it out? Because like I said, in no other sport is this acceptable. No other sport. No other sport will a manager, and that's another thing, AJ's management, 258 man, whatever goofy looking ass managers. Goofiest, listen, 258 management are the most soft and goofy management team I've ever seen. They don't manage anything, they're just sidemen, taking a cut in my opinion. Because a true manager would tell AJ, I'm not liking the look of this. I'm not liking the smell of this man who don't want to commit to you. Do you know why AJ's goofy management haven't said nothing? The reason no one in AJ's sphere has said nothing, Eddie included, is because they're scared to rock the boat. They're scared to put their neck on the line, yeah, and say, listen, AJ, truth is, I don't believe Rob's the best thing for you. Number one, never mind the whole technical elements, never mind his technical misgivings. Bottom line, he don't even have the dedication and commitment just to you. That for me is a firing strike. If you want to have two jobs, go and have two jobs with some other fighter. Not with me. That's just for me, bottom line respect. Never mind anything else. But the fact no one in AJ's team have told him that is because they're scared themselves of being cut. They don't want to rock the boat. They want to keep their head down. Well, yeah, it's probably not right that our general's got two jobs. But I don't want to say it to AJ because he might think, I've got to go. Bearing in mind, I know how much AJ loves Rob McCrappen. If I say the wrong thing about Rob, maybe I'm going to be the one out the door. Whereas me, I'll pack my bags for you. If you want to fire me for calling a spade, so be it. That says more about you than it says about me. But these guys, they're so inbuilt. 258 management, they are no one without AJ. So their whole livelihood, their whole so-called business is built on AJ. Same as Eddie, really. Eddie's whole business, no one knew matchroom boxing until AJ. So the whole lot is built on him. But what they can't see past their hands. Because if they could, they'd realise that you've got to make in this game, yeah, it's a very short game, it's a very ruthless game. You have to make the smart decisions quickly. Otherwise, AJ's already 32 now. Time's going so quick. And time's being wasted. And we're almost at the point now of no return. If he gets beat by Usyk again, it's more or less over. In terms of being a Hall of Famer. In terms of that dream, it's over at that point. Who cares? Why is no one saying anything? Everyone is keeping their head down. Well, don't rock the boat. Because Rob, like I told you before, he's a manipulator. He's going to get away with what he can get away with. Whilst you allow it, why wouldn't he? He ain't going to cut. Why? He's laughing to the bank. He can't believe it. He gets to do exactly what he wants. He wants to turn up half the time. He will. No one can tell me nothing. And this whole loyalty thing, I'm sick of it, truth be known. Sick of hearing it. Oh, but YB, Rob's been with AJ since... So? I don't know no other fighters who had one trainer. Even Floyd Mayweather had multiple trainers. 2 or 3 trainers. And by the way, his trainers were boxing certified as well. Rob ain't boxing certified. Rob had never had one fighter who's been boxing certified. Rob's had sloppy fighters. That's the truth. You ain't showing me one technical fighter Rob's had. Oops. Because I put to you, all the technique that AJ ever had came from Tony Sims. And we have evidence of that in Conor Benn. We saw Rob McCrappen's best work in Carl Froch. How skillful was that? Oops. I'm sick of this whole narrative of, oh, Rob's the best ever. Based on what? Sloppy Carl Froch. Get serious, people. Now, Carl Froch did his thing, but I'm saying, when Carl Froch came up against Andre Ward, he got his head boxed off. And guess what? AJ and by the way, Carl Froch has an excuse. He was fighting someone his own weight. AJ was the bigger man and everything else and still got his head boxed off by Usyk. It's embarrassing. But it shows you the limitation of Rob. And it's not even like you can say, well, YB, Usyk was just a better fighter and he lost the boxing match. No, he didn't. This wasn't a case of AJ really put a shift in. This was a big flop. So, yep, Rob, as you've seen here, Rob can't wait to crack on, and Rob can't wait to continue balancing his two responsibilities. And AJ can't wait to be a sideman. Yeah, AJ can't wait. He loves it. AJ loves being a sideman, and it shows in his performances. Because to be honest, yeah, all the great fighters I know, they wouldn't accept this. They'd be thinking, "Who do you think you are? I'm the guy here. I'm the man. What do you mean you got two jobs? What planet are you on? Get out of here, you goofy. Go and have two. Like I said, go and have two jobs somewhere else. What do you think this is? You think what? You think this is charity? This is elite level boxing. I'm paying you life-changing money every fight, and you want to have two jobs? Not here. You ain't doing that. I'm the best fighter in the world, and I deserve someone's undue attention. No doubt. Let me go and get with someone that, at bare minimum, someone who's going to give me the same respect I give them. Because that's the thing. The respect AJ gives Rob, yeah? Rob don't give back. It's almost like Rob has a hold over AJ. It's really quite weird. It's like there's a hold there. But then again, he brought in Fernando Alonso and Job from the Bible. So, I don't know what's going on here, but that makes you laugh in itself. You brought in two bum trainers. Two complete bums. And I'm saying, I tell them to their face, I swear to God. Rob, you're a bum. Fernando Alonso, you're a bum. Job from the Bible, you're a bum. The whole lot of you. Between three of you, not one of you has a clue. That's evident from what happened. And I'm not being funny, you was told what needed to happen by everyone. And not one of you, man, knew what to do. And I hate to say I told you so, but I did tell you, man. AJ's whole team are bums. Now you know, for real, I was right, again. Every single one, sideman bum. And unfortunately, that sideman-ness, that moist sideman behaviour has morphed into AJ's full character now. He's a full, certified sideman. That's a fact. A sideman will get punched up by a cruiserweight. Call me a liar. You ain't no big man. No big man don't get punched up by a cruiserweight and just take it. Not fight back. That's not no big man thing. That's not no road man thing. That's sideman thing. 100%. Yeah? So carry on being a sideman with Rob and that's it. Yeah, your career's done, essentially, in my opinion. With Rob, your career's done. Because even if you win this fight, you're probably going to lose to Fury. Every fight from now on, in my opinion, is going to be a 50-50 fight if he stays with Rob. Because it's been proven now. Every time AJ goes in there with a young buck, it's 50-50. Ruiz, 50-50. Usyk, 50-50 at best. For all we know now, it's going to be 0-100. This shouldn't be the case. With the kind of athlete AJ is, it shouldn't have to be, I have to lose one to win one. What's that about? At best, by the way, like I said, there's no telling. He might get punched up by Usyk twice because of Rob. And if I don't say the hard words now, no one else ain't saying it. No one around AJ saying it. Someone needs to be the voice of reason. And if any of you man can justify and disagree with the things I'm saying, don't say things like, oh, you're a hater. Come back with, make sense. Give me some analysis of how I'm wrong. Give me some analysis of why you believe Rob McCrappen should be allowed to spend half his time doing one thing and half his time doing another, when his fighter is in dire straits.